Okay.
Who's leading today?
Biar
Yeah.
nggak ikut-ikut.
Okay. I believe Aldo is gonna be the secretary for this scrum today, and but wait, I will ping Aldo first. Give me a second, guys. You know about my apa namanya? About my luka apa namanya? Scar.
Si Orchen.
Sea urchin. So
Oh yes, you
it's
have to share that story. Yeah, that's
hilang right
a
now.
fun story.
Because yeah, after I got sea urchin, there's a black stars on here. So but Mak Wayana give me an oil apa nama
Ya.
antibiotic and then it's
Kenapa itu? Sangat ubur-ubur.
He got stung by a bulu babi.
Oh.
So normally, we should be the ones eating the bulu babi, but Rizal got like 60 spines on his arm. Yeah, don't do that when you're circling. But you look good now, Rizal. Looks like it's all recovered.
yeah, it's already covered, but it's still bental, you know. It's like the skin is still
Gatal.
bumpy.
That's awesome. You're more of a man because of this now.
Wow.
I like it.
Okay, shall we begin the scrum? Okay, I think Aldo is already here. Welcome, Aldo, and I believe you'd be secretary, right? So let's prepare that. Okay, let's start the campaign update. Start from MI1 phone and WhatsApp campaign. Over to Aldo.
Okay, thank you, thank you, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chair, for the time. So the update is there. So the A funnel increased to number. The response increased 1.22%. The meeting increased 1.39%, and the deals is decreasing to 1.6. The friction is it is taking time to longer to convert because we don't really get a good price. But then when I negotiate the price, it takes a longer time because they need to calculate then. But the inquiry from them is still going. So after we get the good price, the availability is already is not there. So yeah, I uh, I think that is the friction for me for the negotiation of the price.
Okay, thank you, Aldo. And since we have Grace here, so do you need any help from Grace probably or from the another member?
Probably for Graceness, I think to reach the people. So I think if there is an abandoned list that don't really reply, I think I need Grace to reach out for them. So and also for another campaign too.
Mm. Okay, thank you, Aldo. And offer to everyone, do you have any question about this campaign? Nope. Yes, sir.
I see that there's not too much movement at the upper funnel. Are we getting to a like the list has only gone up 2 in a week? Can we get a little bit more update on that one? Yeah.
Yeah, so the upper funnel itself, it comes from, I believe Masijal is still focusing on offline canvassing. So I did a little, not really large canvassing on the online canvassing for the upper funnel. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Aldo. And yes, sir. I from my funnel is I'm focusing on the field canvassing right now, but yeah, I also have another strategy right from the using Seminyak for online canvassing. So rather than we go to finding their numbers on offline, we can do it online based on the Google Maps. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I think that's from the MI1 campaign, and I will move to MI7. Field canvassing. Okay, from my update about the funnel is The only the only change is only from the A and B funnel, which is from the A funnel is increasing one leads basically. It come from freelancer, and from the B there's one owner contact also from this leads basically, but the percentage is decreasing by 1%. And from the C funnel is no change. And then from the D funnel, some of the leads already have management, such it is from dari villas. We cannot send the contract for the temporary partnership or long partnership, but we can sell it through prop listing without contract, I believe. And then from the another friction is slow response basically from the property PIC. They have low communication on bureaucracy. So when Wayana sending the negotiation from the property side is I have to contact my manager. I have to contact my general manager first, something like that. That's the friction from the D funnel. Okay, I think that's. Is there any question from this campaign? Yep, sir.
This is for field canvassing, yeah.
Yep.
I think for this one, you might need to start getting smarter for how you actually find the right contact person. So you can work your way from the bottom or you can work your way from the top. So what I generally do when I do events is this. I try to find out who the owner is or who is the end decision maker for that complex. You might find out after a while, Rizal, it's probably the same people. It's probably like some owner of a large Jakarta business over and over again. So what you're looking for is this. You're looking to drill down deep and to find out what does the ownership structure look like, all right? Who is the owner? Who do they hire to manage? And who are those managers employing? And then what you want to do is you want to find out, okay, can I work my way to the owner and make a decision? If you don't make your way to an owner, you're never going to be really doing any good here. You'll at best get transactional alignment, which at best you won't get a relationship because the owner won't know who you are, and there's not much to say about legacy or anything else. So if I were you, I would start looking for a way to find amongst all the properties where skip the level of general management, try to find who the owners are. And once you found that, then you can improve your campaigns probably by not going so much offline, but you can probably use like a phone book or an index or something more online to find out the owners.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you for the suggestion. For Wayana, do you have any something to add on this campaign?
Um, I think we can try because I have this, like, for example, in Piana. So I met actually the general manager, but the general manager is referring to deal with another person instead of him himself. Like, yeah. So, but this person that he's referring is like very slow. So I met the person that higher in the hierarchy, but this person is reported to, like, please contact this person, which is lower than the position than him.
Okay. In this particular case, I think what you can start doing for this type of pivot is you need to create a new pivot, right? And the new pivot isn't so much how to get leads, it's how to figure out what the structure of these Seminyak properties are like. Like who is like you might be able to find this, right? You might be able to go to the architect who designed it and ask, could you share the contact of the owner? Because I have something that I'd like to speak to them about, right?
You think like the owner like have like three big what you call three big complex will know really like the pricing strategy, and it's like if a big owner, like I can imagine, like, I hire somebody to care of me, like, do you think they want to be bothered?
As long as that person is there, we don't have any flexibility. So there's no point in going after this type of lead then, unless we have access to the owner, because these people generally
Well,
don't make
there's
any decisions.
possibility, just need to be patient.
Do you think these people make decisions?
Yes, they does. It just take time because it's like confirmation to here to there. Because like Bali Prime as well, the same thing. So you just take time, just follow up, and
That inspired delight for our guests.
no, it's just the deal in the beginning. One, it's deal, and then it's nothing to do with the gas. It's just we have to deal with it, and then until get the confirmation, the term and condition that we
So you
need.
would expect that a general manager would give us pricing flexibility.
Oh, monthly, no pricing flexibility. Nobody give like pricing flexibility for monthly, like So this is the my bottom net, and then that what we sell. Like if we think in a range price, we onboard it. If we think like it's not a range price the market these days, we not onboard it. So we filter the property, what kind of
Okay,
property.
let's have a conversation about this strategy later. So the conversation should be about the Seminyak canvassing and whether or not that is actually converting any deals, actually, which is the most important question, or if we're just wasting our time.
Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. And over to Mr. Secretary, please move this sub-discussion to paper management, yeah. Okay,
Enggak,
let's
scroll dulu.
continue to MI3. Over to Mas Gani, your update, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So I'd like to give update about the MI3 from the website campaign. So basically, there is not many update, but the page view on the landing page is getting higher, like 50 or 60 viewers in two until 3 days. But then the conversion rate is still same. And then okay, so we 2 days ago we just got one responder from cohost.vn, homestay management in Vietnam. Probably offered to Aldo perhaps a new partnership opportunity, and then we'll have some discussion to fix the tracking code with Rizal by today. And regarding hosting an event, I will have some discussion with Cynthia to brainstorming the idea for the next BVE talk to increase traffic on the MMP page organically. Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Mas Gani. Over to Jing.
Okay, a few things. Co-host.vn is actually a friend of ours. He is an Airbnb data scientist who essentially decided to leave Airbnb, and he works on the pricing algorithm at Airbnb. So actually a pretty good person to know. Previously, he worked as a Google search engineer. He happens to be a friend of our friend. So basically, I'm going to have him come in to do a content collaboration. We promote his content, he promotes our content, so we get some backlinks from Vietnam. And the second thing is I'm going to bring him on for Bukit Vista Masterclass, right, for Startup Masterclass, because he knows some stuff about how Airbnb prices. That is pretty cool. He also knows quite a lot about how Google search works. He worked at Google search for 4 years. So this guy is pretty interesting. And he's also a little bit like us. He's decided to focus more on Asia than the U.S. So Kim is not exactly directly related, but he's more of a strategic partner. So the second thing is, we need to fix the tracking code on the Manage My Property. Apparently that has not been installed correctly. And we are probably under-reporting our statistics on the Manage My Property. Probably are getting more views or more visits than what we are reporting at the moment. And if I can also direct everyone's attention to, I don't know if this data is accurate because of the tracking code, but I did actually screenshot the breakdown of Manage My Property for each city. And apparently, we're not getting a lot of traffic from our core demographics or from demographics which traditionally provide villas for us, right? So, or maybe, I don't know. We have 60 visits from Jakarta, 52 visits from Canggu, and I think it was 44 visits from Denpasar, right? That is the breakdown on the origin of the traffic coming to Manage My Property. I think ideally, you probably would want a little bit more from maybe Australia or maybe even Singapore, because these are the type of owners that generally own villas that I recall. But anyways, this I think was a really interesting breakdown of perhaps why we're not getting those conversions. Maybe people in Jakarta are I don't know. Maybe they don't actually. Well, you guys, it's just information. You decide what
Yeah,
you want to do with it
yeah,
yourself.
got it, sir.
But
Thank you very much.
yeah, that was an interesting breakdown. Okay, back to the chat.
Okay, thank you, sir. And over to everyone, is there anything to add about this campaign? Nope. Okay, I think that's from the high priority campaign. And let's move to low priority campaign. Okay, and I will start on MI6, Facebook ads post campaign. Okay, from this campaign, basically, from the funnel update first, there's an increasing number from the A funnel impressions and the clicks, and from the conversion we got two conversion basically. There's two leads that um, there's two lead that contacting us, but the one is market qualified leads, but the other one is not qualified. But the this contact basically have to properties to villas in Seminyak, and I believe Aldo is already uh, following up these leads basically. And move to the summary, quick summary from this using LLA audience. There's one lead that qualify from the market, and there's also two comments giving feedback about our service basically. The first feedback is about our partnership, which is they giving a feedback about our price is too low for the owner, and that's like not directing, not really true about our service basically. And the feedback number two about Airbnb response rate, which is from our guests, which is good I think, and we targeting with similar contact, and they know about us basically, like they giving us a feedback, right? So I assume they already know about us, and proof by the yeah, I believe that's from the LLA audience. Yep, over to Mas Gani.
May I know which content you use?
Oh yeah,
It's
from the content I use from the first visual, but the content I use from the third
it's
number third. If you can see the attachment, I
okay.
use the image number one, and the caption I use number three.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay.
Okay, yep, over to Jing.
Rizal, can we see what the stats were before? I just need to know what the CPM was before you used this content and this lookalike audience. Do you have any data on that?
Oh, okay, I can attach the data, but probably I will have check time for
Okay.
collect data.
What you want to do is every time you come up with a new idea,
Mm-hmm.
like you're going to use LAAs or LLAs and a piece of content, right?
Yeah,
Anytime you do that, you want to see what the end result is.
yeah.
Campaign, it's just CPM. What is the cost per mil, right?
Yep.
If you got a lower CPM, then you are doing better, all right?
Yep,
Because
yep.
apparently your shit is more sticky, so it's working better. It looks like your CPM right now is about $1.50, right? You're spending about like $6 to get 4,000. So that's but see if that's any better than what you did before.
Sir, but also from the CPM, CPM is, I think CPM is only from this audience level and also from the content level, but not for the ending
No,
journey, right?
no. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a few things. It's probably CTM and CTRs. The CPM measures your ad efficiency,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to have a good ad efficiency, right? You want to be able to
Yeah.
to use the least amount of money to get the most impressions.
Yep.
Using a lookalike audience improves your CPM and potentially your CTR as well, because instead of like targeting a shitload of people, you're targeting people who actually care. And then it definitely improves. It should improve your CTR because your audience is more similar to the audience that actually cares. So yeah, check that out. But
Okay.
you might need to actually have other types of experiments as well. And
Yeah.
this connects back to community. So community right now is posting some posts on their Facebook group. And then I think on Saturday you guys went to actually watch Pat Eka, right? Talk about his experiences. So ultimately what you're trying to do is this. You have your existing community. You're trying to like see what is engaging with them. Let's say you talk about maybe about how social media sucks or something, right? In a post, and Pat Yudi really engages with that. And so does Pat Eka, and so does somebody else. Then you know that if you plant a lookalike audience similar to these three people, then you post the same post, people will probably also engage with it as well.
Yeah.
So we don't actually, we still have a variable here, which is, does our existing audience engage with this type of content yet? We don't really know, right? But anyway, that's a little bit too further. Yeah, look at your CTRs and your CPMs, and that will let you know if you're moving in a better direction on your ads.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the suggestion. And I think just that. On MI6. Is there anything to add from another member? Nope.
Quick one, Aldo. I noticed that you posted something that said, I think it was the MI3. Oh, you moved it already. Okay, all right, never mind. Okay, I saw that you had an MI3 comment on MI6, so that was a little bit weird. But yeah, no, it's
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, I will move to another low priority campaign. On MI2, there's from me. There's an update from MI2, and from MI5 over to Aldo. Is there an update? Nope. Okay, and MI4 over to Mas Gani. Okay, there's no update again on MI4. I think just that from the Scrum meeting. I will assign for the next chairperson. Wait, for the next chairperson, I believe Sarah. And the secretary will be Gani. And the recorder will be Aldo. Okay, I think it's done from the Trello boards, and I will move to paper discussion. Stop screen. Wow, not share screen. Wait, give me a second. Discussion, share. Okay, can you see my screen, guys? Okay, let's start from. Okay, wait, give me a second. Aduh. Okay, let's start from. Give me a second. Okay, I will start from my. Oh wait, I will scroll down a little bit. Okay, I think it's already the apa namanya, decision is already there. Okay, I will start from this from my thread basically. I send Grace a body and add her into a sync up role, and I will open for discussion probably from Aldo first. Where do you think Grace body about in marketing chapter?
I believe from our discussion with Mas Nizal back then when I was in frat house that so Grace will be assigned at my funnel, and also the project is on the Instagram funnel, right?
Yeah.
Instagram project. So I believe for the body itself, it could be me and Mas Gani, because the scope of work is within our job, our responsibility. So I believe for the body, I think both of them or one of us.
Aldo or Gania. So it could be one, right, for the body.
But for the body itself, I think Jing already comes up with the new initiative that Grace will we work closely, but then Grace needs to be individual and independent. I think, yeah.
Hmm. Over to Jing, sir.
Yeah, okay. Two things. One, having two buddies is never a good idea, right? Just like having two people do anything is never a good idea. Either we have a primary buddy, and then that primary buddy can delegate or assign, or yeah, or just one buddy. Um, Two people responsible for one thing. Who's really responsible, right? Who does Grace give the review to at the end of her internship? So I think decide on one. The second one is looking at Grace's ZPD. I think there's a lot of things that Grace can bring to the company that currently we do not have. We do not have any Chinese language experts at the moment, but would it be interesting for us to sort of work on a long-term project for that? Maybe like an 80-20 split. I think that could be interesting. For example, TikTok. We're not on TikTok at all. Um, Maybe somebody could bring that up, right? So I think, as you can see, our current campaigns are sort of not really innovating anymore. We have the same campaigns as we had last month. What about if we ask for more hospitality innovation? What if we ask for somebody to actually innovate and create something that we haven't seen yet? So I think that's one sort of ZPD match along with marketing, right? Can we actually get Grace to do some marketing around, I don't know, Chinese language or Chinese platform? One thing. The second thing is, of course, to help what you guys are doing, right? So I think Aldo has seen probably he wants some more SLA coverage on his stage of the funnel, and I would fully support that. That part makes a lot of sense. And then I guess the third part is to ask Grace, what does she believe she's good at, right? So we've taken a look at Grace's CV, but we kind of need to understand a little bit more of Grace's skill sets, right? Is she good at artwork? Is she good at analysis? Is she good at copywriting? Is she good at whatever that might be? Depending upon what Grace is good at, there's a different place for her in the funnel too as well, right? So this is kind of like a, how would you call this? We have to look at all these different factors and figure out what matches with what best. I think that's how we properly assign somebody to a role, right? So then I guess the discussion is, Grace, what are you good at? Or what do you believe you're good at? Or what do you
I
believe
would
you're
say
better at?
I would say that I'm good at uh, writing,
Okay.
and another one would be following up and relationships.
Okay. Following up on relationships and writing. Okay, very good. How many languages can you write in?
Three,
Three. Okay. And which three
bahasa
languages?
Inggris and Chinese. Yeah,
Which three languages?
bahasa Inggris and Chinese.
Okay, great. All right. So what that tells me, everyone, is that Grace can help with the middle funnel, essentially. All right. So the middle funnel is where we apply writing to actually get better conversion, right? If we have better taglines, we have better headings, we have better writing, then we can expect to convert more traffic in three different languages. This is not bad, right? So she can help Gani, I think, on that stage of the funnel. And then because she likes to do follow-up and relationship building, she can help Aldo on that stage of the funnel. One of you should be the lead mentor, okay? And the other person is a supporting mentor or like a mentor delegate. So I think this is where you guys get together and you decide who wants to be the lead mentor, who wants to be the supporting mentor. So that way there's structure for Grace. She goes to one person to ask for what do I do, what's going on, how do I see things, and that way one person also learns how to lead as well. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Probably for the decision is I will have a sub discussion with Gandhi and also Aldo for the
I think so.
for the Grace body, and also I will add Grace into syncap role basically on the next scrum, and I think just that from this thread, and I will move to the next thread basically from
Oh, Rizal, before you have a sub discussion, what do you want as the conclusion of your sub discussion?
Oh yeah, basically just the first is who is the grace body, and then where is she will chart in chart on the SLA, and then in which campaign that she can support. But
Okay.
from the campaigns that she create, I believe it's not uh, apa namanya, it's not the time yet, but the body will assign the campaign. So basically, like
Okay.
the
Here's
body,
the question, Rizal. How do we know it's not the time yet?
because of apa namanya, from this time first, I think Grace is the mentee basically want to see what is the uh, lack or the opportunity that she can get, basically like the observing first, not.
Ah, right. Okay. So this is actually a really interesting test for everybody here. Okay. So I would generally say don't assume on this one that somebody isn't necessarily ready to start their own campaign. The best way to actually see if they're ready or not result is just to ask them to do it, right? And then track the progress. If they're able to progress, it means that they're ready. If you come and say, hey, look, Grace, I want you to set up a TikTok campaign for me and start our own TikTok page. See what happens after a week. If nothing happens, then person's not ready, right? Because they've made no progress.
I
If you
see.
do see that they have made progress, then you'll know that, okay, maybe this person does have the skill, capability, or initiative. As a mentor, I would always prefer to assume, let's assume the best, right? And then work our way from there. The best case is you have a mentee who is super powerful, right? And just can kick ass like everything. And then you just, okay, great, put them out in front and let them keep on running. And don't hold them back. Yeah? But not everyone turns out that way, of course, and
Okay.
it's no problem, but
Yep,
you won't
yep.
know unless you test them. Yeah? Okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the suggestion. Okay, we'll know
Yep.
that. Okay, and I will move to my thread basically. For your information to Mas Gade and over to Aldo. So we want to enhance our marketing onboarding program basically, because from the previous material is not updated yet. So I need you guys to update it based on your skill set and also based on your SLA basically. I think just that it is your for your information, and I need you to fill it before next week basically. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all. Mr. Secretary, please write that down. And I will move to another thread, basically from Jing, sir. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so we decided to pivot into Seminyak, and on paper, Seminyak looked pretty good because there was a lot of the types of property that we were looking for. But once again, we have all agreed on leadership last Friday that we are looking for owners that are legacy minded, right? We're going to stop move. We need the tuna, of course, to keep the transactions flowing so that we can survive. But more of our focus should be placed on reaching people who really want to think about long-term vision, right? This is how we can get that alignment to delight our guests. So are we actually getting there? And that's my question.
Okay, over to Mawayana first, I believe. Do you have something to respond about this, Mawayan?
Um, so your question is like, are we have like the what you call like the legacy owners? That what your
Are
question?
we messaging? Are we targeting these type of owners? Are we intentional about what kind of owners that we are bringing on to our company?
Oh, on that part, and I think it's very new because before, like it's what you call like looking for a partner that looking for long terms. That's what our what you call our mission. What you call we prioritize that. So if that the case, and then we can basically approach like that the way that we want it. It just amount of like expectation and addition to the owner, what kind of to understanding more. They want the legacy, or they want like more like transaction, or like so we as a field person need to understand more about what actually they value.
Do we know that at this point? Are we targeting that at this point?
This point, so basically, like the mission going to the field is like basically uh, to survive, basically from based on last decision. So basically, we get like property that we can sell like right away. So that's why we have like temporary listing, because we want to cover the whole. So that was like the what you call the priority for us. But while doing that on the campusing, we can do this as well. But the priority is like to get the deal property that can sell based
Do we
on
know that, are these deals going to delight our guests?
what did you mean to buy our guess?
Are these deals going to delight our guests? Are we counting on getting good reviews from these deals?
Most of this deal is normally offline, like one Bali Prime. So
Oh, wait,
from
that's not the question. That's not the point. The point is, are we getting the types of properties that are likely to delight our guests?
yes, because we're targeting the property that is what you call like that we want that guests have good time and delight the guests.
Okay, but then why do I hear all the problems are like we can't get the pricing that we need? Does the does anybody care about the guests that in that particular case? Are they just
Is
particularly?
this like for the I'm confused. Are you talking about the deal that I brought, or just talking about like the previous deal?
No, the Seminyak strategy, right? So I'm just
Oh,
talking
that
about,
one is like still in the evaluate. If the evaluation, if the deal is like not according like this market these days, and then we dropped it, so it's still in the process of evaluating.
okay. So then
So
the question is, what is the strategy for the field canvassing then?
the strategy of field canvassing is that we find like Seminyak is new for us because like Canggu and Medan is kind of like mostly full, so that's why we moved to Seminyak, and we want like to survive kind of.
That's a present strategy. What's the future strategy? What do you plan to do now that we have this information back from Seminyak?
So we focusing on the people that want to have like a price that match with the market.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Hey, listen, everyone, listen. All right. Every week we spend 40 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 200 hours a week, right? As a team to try to get deals coming in. Okay? That's what we are investing, 200 hours every week, all 5 of us time. So we can either spend 200 hours working on things that are worthwhile, or we can spend 200 hours a week working on things that don't really move the needle, okay? And so that's why we need to have a strategy continuously to ask ourselves, what are we doing to move the campaigns forward, okay? What I'm seeing right now is that a lot of campaigns seem kind of stuck, okay? Because we're budgeting a lot of time on ideas that are sort of stuck, and we sort of don't have any decision points on, do we keep going, do we end, what do we do next, okay? So last week we budgeted a lot of our time into field canvassing, right? Okay, fine. So the question is, what is the continued strategy for field canvassing? Are we going to do that again? Are we going to go do a different region? What is the sort of, what type of property are we looking for? All right, are we looking for something with an owner contact? Are we looking for something with a general manager in the middle? Are we looking for, what are we really looking for? All right. If we know what we're looking for, we can have a strategy. If we just keep on saying, okay, we'll wait and watch and wait and watch, then we spend 200 hours a week, every week, on things that are not really moving the needle. Okay. So my question is, what is our strategy?
Okay, maybe I will add some words on this thread. Basically, sir, from this sebenarnya, are we getting kind of relation? I think that could be on the transactional funnel, I believe, because they don't know what is Bukit Vista. They still, so we still want to brand awareness on this on this stage basically, and then we use strategy to get temporary deals first. Like if we can bring the guests to their property, so it's like it proof that we can bring their guests. So basically, we want to move the transactional to the relationship, basically, just like
Okay.
that. That's could be not like a 1 week or 2 week uh, result, but I think it could be like a 1 or 2 months, so we can see the result.
Okay, so you're planning to spend 800 hours of collective time on this one idea. That's what you're asking for.
Jadi 1 minggu tuh sekali gitu ya.
Basically,
Where is that 800 hours come from?
How many people are working on this team, right? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, 6 now. There's 6 people on this team. Each person puts in about 40 hours a week, okay? This is one of the leading campaigns right now to solve our supply deficiency, right? This goes back up to BI2 as well. So this entire chapter's time is actually spent on one simple thing, getting us partnerships that we can use to transact, right? And not just transact, but hopefully build legacy. So if you're going to spend 240 times 4, right, which is the majority bulk of this time, maybe not all of it. Gunny's got his thing, Aldo's working in the middle, but the majority is right now going into this particular campaign. If I'm hearing things correctly, right, Aldo? Because we're moving time from the WhatsApp and phone contacts into this campaign. So you guys have now absorbed the majority of this chapter's resources to work on this idea. If this idea is not strategically working, then please think of something else that will work, right? Otherwise, there's a lot of time being drained into this particular idea. You're working on something that is at the very bottom of the funnel, right? Which is fine, okay, transactional. But what I'm listening to is that we don't even have transactional success yet. Am I correct? We're still struggling to get transactional success. So we're not even targeting something high. We're targeting something low. And even on that low thing, we're not seeing any success. So how much longer do you want to spend in this particular phase? And the reason I'm mentioning it now is because we can pull out at this moment and pivot. If you keep on doing this and invest more time into this particular idea, it becomes harder and harder to pull out because now we've committed quite a lot of our time and resources to this idea if it doesn't work, okay? So what I'm seeing now is I'm not seeing a lot of deals come out of the Seminyak thing.
We just the first week, like we just 3 days, like from now.
Okay, what's your budget? How many 240 times how much is enough to be okay? You guys are at the top of funnel. Don't forget, right? When the top of funnel doesn't produce anything, everybody is just sitting there waiting for what happens next.
Yep.
All right? So I would encourage you guys to start thinking, if you're especially Result, if you're top of funnel, to start thinking about how you would hedge some of that between different types of marketing traffic so that we're not betting everything on one particular idea.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Gadi. Gadi, what do you have to say?
I think we need to listen to HR team, especially and Lilis as well, because they are know what guests needs. So yeah, I remember that Lilis already know what the guest inquiry, the guest asking for. They prefer on this area and what kind of type of property. So
And have they ever said Seminyak?
I think so. But so the guest right now is prefer on like Canggu Pererenan, Kerobokan, yeah, something.
If there's inquiry from Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. And on the field marketing thing, I don't see any HAR requests yet on the board. So once again, if we're spending this much time, we should start seeing results, right? babe, you're the one paying for it at the end of the day. So if you want results and you want, money to come back in the company, then we should invest our time, I think, in a wise way, not on ideas that we're getting stuck and we're not making any transactions because we're waiting for an owner. And while waiting, what is happening to the rest of your team downstream from you? Right? Are they active? Okay, over to Alvin.
Yeah, I think for the Seminyak area, I believe it's coming from Mas Rizal and Wayan when in BI Scrum that one of the member mentioned about Seminyak demand, I believe. So basically, that's why we focus on. That's why we try to focus on Seminyak.
Aldo, how is the results of that? Are we getting anywhere?
For in my opinion, for the Seminyak area, because it's complex villa, so they already have like stable management. So I believe we need to follow the hierarchy of that. So yeah, like Mawan said, it's taking longer time because it takes the hierarchy part of the company. So as outsiders, we need to also follow the hierarchy itself. In my
Okay,
opinion.
so we spend money every week paying everybody until they are ready to decide. Is that the plan now, Wayana? Or do we
No,
work
there
with
was
something
like
else
this,
to keep the funnel?
you was like MVP and or just to understand Seminyak
I'm
because
not. I'm okay with an MVP. I'm not. I have no problem with an MVP. MVP is great. But what I'm not okay with is us waiting around on the first results from the MVP instead of going out and generating new leads onto different funnels that keep. It's not like you stop the entire chapter to work on one MVP. It's like everybody should still be seeing leads come in on different channels, right?
mm,
Does that make sense?
yeah, that part I agree.
Right.
Just this one is just like as a result, it's just like awareness because like it's kind of like what you call for us is the big fish is in Seminyak, but we are not there. So we're just trying to how
Okay.
we can
The
get it.
reason I bring this up is, did you see the weekly sales last week? Anybody take a look at the weekly sales last week?
Not me.
Not yet.
It was one half of the previous week. All right. So whatever we've been doing as a group together, it's not everyone's fault here, right? But whatever we're doing is not actually mattering. That's what it shows, right? Whatever activity you're generating is not transacting into deals, into actual flow. Okay. So we need to get back on track. We need to not put all our time into one MVP, but to invest our time every day into a little bit of each funnel, especially the other funnels that have been working. I'm especially disappointed when I hear that we have no time for our leading campaign and everything is going to the secondary campaign, and the secondary campaign isn't producing anything. That seems not a good use of our time, right? It's not a good use of Aldo's time. It's not a good use of Rizal's time, right? So let's regather our focus, put it back and distribute it back into the campaigns that produce results, and get this week's weekly sales back up again. Because we can't keep on going out like this. The weekly sales are dropping 50% each week. Okay, so we've been stuck at 19,000 for the past week. We haven't moved. It's just been like one day we go up, another cancellation brings it down. We go up, another cancellation. We're not actually making progress right now. Okay, think about it. Please get us the supply, as Gani said. Get us the supply that matches what people want. Seminyak is just one place. There's Canggu, there's other places, Provocan, Peranan, where people are looking for things. So let's get shit together there. All right. Top of funnel. This is your show. If there's no top of funnel activity, there is nothing for everybody else to do. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughts and suggestion. And I believe from the conclusion is from the top panel, especially me will I'll work hard again on the in other campaign basically, and we will not focus only on the seminar but also on the based on HAR request. I think that's all from the research that and the discussion. Is there anything to add about the other discussion at this time, Aldo? Grace? Yes, sir.
I got one last thing I'd like to show everybody. Yeah, if we have 10 minutes of time,
Yeah.
this can be very helpful for everyone. So I'll share my screen. I haven't found a way to wait. Actually, you guys can probably, a few of you guys can probably see it already. But I'll share my screen and show you what I got. There's a book that was written by Gabriel Weinberg. Does anybody know Gabriel Weinberg? Any chance? No. Gabriel Weinberg created this search engine called DuckDuckGo. Does anybody heard about DuckDuckGo?
No.
The search engine that don't setting the privacy.
Exactly. They're competing against Google, and that itself is pretty crazy, right? I give them lots of credit for for attempting such a thing. But let's see how they've been doing worldwide in the past, I don't know, the past 2004 until now. This is Google Trends. Wow, that's actually pretty amazing. Google Trends is tracking DuckDuckGo, and DuckDuckGo is going in a pretty good direction. Okay, so DuckDuckGo is essentially, I have a lot of respect for this company because they are attempting something that is massively difficult. They're attempting to essentially replace Google. So they don't track you, unlike Google, right? They don't keep any personal data about you or anything. So they are sort of cookieless browser. You can look up, I don't know, maybe you can look at Bukit Vista on DuckDuckGo, see what they bring up, yeah? See if there's any good results. Oh, okay, all right, not the best. The first one is an ad by Agoda, interesting, and the second one is our website. Okay, this is DuckDuckGo, and the CEO of DuckDuckGo, he wrote an excellent book on marketing. It was called Traction, okay? So this is the book, and I have it in my library. And okay, here it is. Where is it? Oops. Okay, so if you guys have never seen the cover, this is the cover. It's how any startup can achieve exclusive customer growth, right? Okay, so basically inside this book is a pretty good idea of how to succeed in marketing, okay? Here's one. So Gabriel was trying to get 100,000 users to his, he's trying to get 100,000 users for his product. So where did he get the 100,000 users? He got it here. He was looking, oh, shit, this is annoying. I cannot, okay, let's see, where'd it go, target block. Okay, I'll go high level first and then I'll go into each section. So he talks about all the different techniques you can use. And these are not just, he gives evidence of how you could use it too as well. He talks about the critical path. This is really interesting. What is the critical path? What is the thing that you need to do in order to get success? And what is it that you don't need to do to get success? So critical path for us is defined by, okay, it could be defined by our SLA. We need to get 5, 4, 3 properties a month that are new, that are going to get bookings every month from after the first month we get it. That's how we identify a critical path. That's how we stay surviving. We can use blogs, we can use publicity, we can use unconventional PR, search engine marketing, social and display ads, offline ads, SEO, content marketing, email marketing, viral marketing, engineering as marketing, business development, sales, affiliate programs, existing platforms, trade shows, offline event, speaking engagements, community building. All these are different ways of actually creating marketing, right, and creating product growth. We've been using some of them. We definitely use community building, right? We use speaker engagement. We do offline events. We don't do any trade shows. We do a lot of platform work. We are almost entirely on Airbnb, so we use an existing platform to promote our business. We don't do any affiliate programs. We have sales programs. That's essentially what the BI Scrum is. We do some business development and partnering with different kinds of companies. We don't really do engineering as marketing. We don't really do email marketing very well. We don't do viral marketing very well. We do some content marketing, but that's inside of our platform. SEO, we kind of do. Offline ads, we don't really do. Social and display ads, we do. Search engine marketing, we do. Unconventional PR, we don't really do. Publicity, okay. Anyways, what's my takeaway here? This is actually pretty interesting. So one of the things that Gabriel did was that he said, all right, he set targets. Ah, God damn it. So annoying. Okay. He set targets for each particular platform that he's on, right? So this one shows essentially, how do I zoom on this? Let me see if I can get a single page. Okay, here we go, single page. I don't know if you guys can see that. Ah, so annoying. Cannot zoom. What? What? Give me a second here. Okay. So take a look up here at this little box. I don't know if you can see it, but basically he set targets for every type of engagement that he wanted, right? He knew what the traffic was on each particular channel, and then he knew what the CTR was, and then he knew what the conversion rates were afterwards, and then he knew how many users he could get and how much productivity he could get on each particular thing. I think that was actually a pretty good idea, right? When we think about our marketing campaigns, maybe we should think about that, right? We can kind of see our CTRs and the conversion rates, right? You can see at each different funnel. So we're on the right track. But right now, I don't know if we have enough, so to speak, right? Different campaigns. We don't have enough innovations in our campaigns. We're still at the same 3 or 4 that we had last month. So it's really time to start asking ourselves, are we exploring all the different types of marketing possibilities that are out there? We found offline canvassing works really well, and that can be something to focus on. But are we running out of ideas there? Is that why we went to Seminyak? Did we run out of options in Canggu? Did we run out of options in Persuaded? Did we run out of stuff to keep on canvassing? So if we're reaching those limits where we've run out of stuff, then we need to think of how do we innovate next? How do we actually create an innovation? Resol's created a pretty good innovation with, let's say, delegating his existing campaign through training videos to a new person. I like that. That's pretty cool, right? Once that's been delegated Resol, it is time to now think, okay, what other campaigns can we start thinking about? What other types of blocks can we work on? Does anybody want to suggest a particular type of campaign that we haven't done yet, but that might be interesting? And think about our audience. Let's go to Ghani. Think about our audience. Our audience are what? 50 to 60-year-olds, okay? They are probably sitting in their homes, not traveling too much because they are in a high-risk group for coronavirus. So what are they going to be doing on a day-to-day basis? How are they going to be accessing the world? Where are they going to be getting their information? Over to Ghani.
It's quite it's 50-50 about online and offline service, because our partner, like Pak Yudi said, that he doesn't like the social media ads, but in other side, there is not much people traveling go out, so yeah, I'm still thinking, what is the best channel to reach that kind of audience. So I'm thinking of right now is for Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, it's reach the elder people, and yeah, something like that.
So Ghani's thinking Facebook. Let's go over to Aldo. Aldo, what do you think?
Yeah, as what Mas Gani said, I believe that online, I think it will be like a mix of online and offline campaign. So, uh, but oh yeah, I have talked with Mas Rizal the other week. So we've been thinking like to use like the webinar things
Mm-hmm.
to like the potential owners. So like we're creating a workshops,
Okay.
but I think that it it cannot really attract people if it's on this kind of situation, because our audience didn't really like to be online.
Interesting.
So, and also I think for the most effective one is for the online ads is maybe using Google Ads because it more varies, and the application itself is not only on Google, if I'm not mistaken. It's not only on the Google search engine, but I think it's on the uh, different place as well.
Okay, very good. Let's go over to Rizal. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so from the offline thing is I think about like the property owners probably doesn't like online things, but so I think like we can use a newspaper or a magazine to targeting them, but the conversion probably it's take long time, or it's like several times to see the result. But on the online thing is I think we can use display ad basically from the Google Ads. I think we can attach the ads based on the article. So I think that can be applied, and also Facebook also use apa namanya article things to also display their ad. But as we know, property owners basically I don't know they have social media or not, but I think Google using display ad, it's probably the easiest way to we apply the new
Excellent.
thing.
Okay, so this is what I want you guys to first think about, stage one, right? Which is which of the strategies in which of these chapters actually is the most relevant to somebody who is, let's say, an older person, probably like, in their 50s, 60s, sitting at home thinking about this, right? Okay, so we said maybe search engine marketing, search engine optimization, maybe display ads, this type of stuff. Probably not engineering as marketing, probably not viral marketing, probably more related to sales. They probably prefer a direct approach, somebody calling, somebody following up, somebody like guiding them through the funnel. Probably not affiliate marketing, probably not existing platform, but maybe targeting blogs. I don't think anybody still reads a newspaper. Nobody's that old these days, right? Newspapers, as you can see, are very, very thin these days anyways. They don't have any advertisers, so they don't have any editorial content either. But perhaps you can find blogs, and I don't know, maybe there's a blog on how to buy a house in Melbourne, right? And perhaps there's blogs here, like that people have written. Perhaps we can create collaborations with these types of people who write those blogs. Hey, would you be happy to publish a blog here on? So what you're doing is actually you're using information to draw people in. Got it. That's what we talked about. That's like what a BVE talk is. Okay, the information about data science in Indonesia is interesting. Bukit Vista might not be interesting, but data science in Indonesia could be interesting. And this is probably why, if you look on our YouTube right now, this BVE talk that we just did a few days ago, it has gotten, not a lot, but it's gotten 75 views already, okay? 75 views in 2 days. I mean, not a huge amount, but check this out, right? The other talk that I gave at ETB was 18 views, and it's been 6 days. This one's only 3 days old, okay? Ferdy has gotten 34 views in 3 weeks, but this one got 75 views in 3 days, okay? These have been a month old. So what you're looking for is you're looking for a topic that really resonates with the potential owner, okay? How to renovate my house during COVID, how to whatever, all right? And from that, you can probably try targeting blogs as well as a way of bringing in quality traffic. Right now, all we're talking about at the moment is actually the transactional stage of the funnel. Give us your property, we'll make you some money, right? But we're not talking about how to make your property endure 20 years after COVID, right? We're not talking about how to make sure that customers are always delighted with your team, or how to use tools to improve your management capability. Not talking about any of that stuff. But it could be time to start thinking about that as our focus, and then that starts bringing in the audience that you want, not necessarily an audience that's just here to transact a deal. Okay, we got to do both layers. I agree. YN's got to go out in the field and try to work her way up the chain, but we also need to do something from the top down too as well. How do we start bringing in quality, thought-provoking people who really want to learn more about this? And the funny thing is, you can learn about it by reading this particular article here, right? Targeting blogs, critical path.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your advice. Probably you can attach the link on the discussion paper so we can access this. And I'm sorry for the overtime. We believe it's already overtime about 7 minutes. And is there anything to add from everyone? Nope. Okay, I think that's all. Aldo, do you have something to add? Oh, all good. Okay, I think that's all from